Okay, so in this video, we're going to have a quick look at these 1-mark questions that you get scattered throughout your English language exam. So these questions test your ability to retrieve information accurately and also the precision with which you read and understand what you read. So this first question here on the face of it is of course very simple. What is 5 points? So what we're expected to do here is quickly highlight this phrase 5 points, and we're meant to find that in the text and find the definition. So even if I've never heard of 5 points. Even if I had heard of 5 points, I would still need to look in text A for my answer. They are looking for a precise answer that is relevant to this text, text A. So I'll repeat again, even if you had heard of 5 points, make sure you're given the precise answer that is in the text. So we've highlighted that phrase, so we're going to have a look for it in the text now. Okay, so let's have a look at text A. Is Banksy an artist, a vandal, or both? Okay, just quickly scanning, I can't see 5 points in there, so we'll go straight to the first paragraph. When I first came into this class, I identified graffiti with gangs and violence. I did not even consider that graffiti could also be classified as art. This opinion arose because growing up, the types of graffiti I had been exposed to were scribbles on the sides of train cars and buildings. I never even knew places like 5 points. There it is, there's our 5 points. A graffiti mecca in New York existed. Okay, so there's our answer according to text A. So 5 points is a graffiti mecca in New York. So that's our answer, and we'll very simply put that in. Graffiti mecca in New York. Guaranteed then 1 mark. And that was very quick, very simple. You've got to pick up these 1-mark questions as quickly as possible to free up more time on those longer 10-mark questions and 20 and 35-mark writing questions. Okay, second question. What does the phrase notorious yet mysterious mean? Okay, now you're going to bring your knowledge already, your prior knowledge already to this question. So you might know already exactly what notorious yet mysterious means, but we of course have to look in the text because they're looking for an answer that is relevant to this text in the context of text A. Again, it's with 1 mark, so it's very simple. Response. Okay, let's have a look then. Notorious yet mysterious. I have never been exposed to what some graffiti artists are capable of doing, other than what looks like to be doodles on a building. In today's world, the line between defining whether graffiti is art or vandalism becomes problematic, especially depending on who is creating the graffiti. One of the most notorious yet mysterious, there's our phrase, graffiti artists in the world today is Banksy. Banksy is famous for the satirical, political, and controversial work he creates. Okay, so we've got our context here. So, Banksy is famous for the satirical, political, and controversial works he creates. So, Banksy is a famous artist. So, notorious yet mysterious is referring to this fame, isn't it? But here's the secretive graffiti artist as well. Okay, let's have a look to see if we can answer then. So notorious, that means well known. So we're going to put Banksy is famous. And we've got that yet there. So we'll put a but. Mysterious. Now what could mysterious mean in this instance? So mysterious can mean a whole host of things. You can use this word to describe a spooky house or a particular situation. But in this case, it's being used to describe this graffiti artist. And so you have to give the definition of this phrase according to the context of text A. So, Banksy is famous, but not much is known about him. Okay, we don't know much about Banksy. He's the secretive graffiti artist. Now, of course, this question is going to be really, really difficult if you have no idea whatsoever what notorious means. However, you could have looked for clues in the text. So notorious, Banksy is famous. Maybe you've heard of the word notoriety. So perhaps famous here would be a good educated guess. Mysterious is probably a little bit harder, actually. But you've definitely heard of the word mystery. And you can have a look within the context of the text for clues as to why Banksy might be considered mysterious. Now, not everything, perhaps, that you need to answer this question is in the text. Some of it comes from your prior knowledge, and that's really, really important. You need to start building up a bigger vocabulary, expanding your vocabulary to include words like notorious and mysterious. Now, how do you do that? Well, through reading. Every time you encounter a word as you read that you've never heard before, make sure you look it up on your phone or in a dictionary and make a little note of it. Keep expanding your vocabulary in this way. Okay, let's have a look at another question. So, we're going to skip to A3, explain what is meant by friends online. You might recognize this from a recent mock exam you did, and lots of you didn't get the correct answer here. So, this is an article about social media. So, we're looking for this phrase, friends online. Friends has quotation marks around it, so we can scan quite easily for quotation marks, can't we? So let's have a quick look. There we are, I've seen it, but we'll start at the beginning of the paragraph. It was all about my body and how I look, she says. As a result, she is well aware of the power of social media. Teenagers can have thousands of friends, in inverted commas, online, and that can leave them exposed. So I suppose the big question here is, why do we have the inverted commas? That's what's strange about this phrase. So friends online could mean your friends that you have in everyday life, but you are simply communicating with them via Facebook. But there are these inverted commas around friends which suggest that there is some doubt that these people are in fact real friends as we think of friends. So let's have a look at friends online. So friends online means friends or people communicated with online who you do not know in real life. Okay, so here you've got your 2 marks with people you communicate with online, and then you've got the reason for those inverted commas, people who you do not know in real life. So they're not friends as we would actually traditionally understand them. So it is important in this case, the really important thing was that you understood the effect of these inverted commas. Okay, if you look actually below the video, there'll be a link to a few more exercises just like this, so you can have a go. Practice makes perfect, but also real practice is reading in the real world. So make sure you're reading books, reading magazines, reading newspapers, reading the news online, and so on. And every time you come across a phrase or a word that you're not sure about, or a sentence you're not sure about the meaning of, then investigate. If necessary, ask your parents, ask Google, ask your English teacher, and slowly expand your vocabulary and improve your ability to understand precisely what you read.